Greetings, it is Mike. I am here to do my midweek movie review on a horror movie that I have either not watched ever, not watched in a long time, but have recently acquired a copy of the movie, or movies that I picked up because of reviews from other people or recommendations from other people. So, one movie, believe it or not, that I have never watched, or if I did, I don't remember it, is this very old giallo movie called The Bay of A Bay of Blood. Actually, it is also known as Death of the no, is it Death? Yeah, Death. No, Twitch of the Death Nerve, which I always found a fascinating little title. Also known as Carnage, and also a third name, Bloodbath. So it's been around for a while. It is a giallo film. It is a Mario Bava movie, and it is considered one of his most violent movies. So I guess if I'm going to watch one, I'm glad it was this one. Now, I know a lot of people are very big into the giallo movies. I like some of them. I just was never really aware of them for a long time, and truthfully, some of them that I've watched just were, I don't know, okay. This movie, on the other hand, was a lot of fun. I loved pretty much the whole movie. There was very few negatives, and it's based around this mansion on a bay and these different people that think it should be theirs, and they're willing to kill for it, or they're willing to pay people to kill for it, and then they kill those people. Craziness. But yeah, it's really an interesting story. So let's start with my positives. I didn't know any of the actors or actresses, of course. They were all good for the most part. They played their characters well. You know, it's Italian, so I don't know very many of Italian actors that were around, especially in 1971. So, unlike some of the other movies that have characters played by American actors, this one was pretty much straight up Italian, I do believe. I didn't recognize any of them. So, my positives for this movie, first of all, was that the acting was good. I thought all the characters were interesting. None of them were particularly annoying. Of course, some of the characters required to be somewhat annoying, or just testy or snarky. Some of them were, just what they were. But overall, very good. The opening to this movie was excellent. Of course, you always want to draw your audience in, and truthfully, this opener was a good one. It started out, of course, calm and beautiful. This beautiful mansion next to a bay. It's all nature, and the house was gorgeous. And of course, it's old, so it's got all that intricate architecture and the unique furnishings and wallpaper. And of course, they're all dressed like the 70s, so that was interesting to see. So yeah, I truly thought that the opening of this movie really set the tone for the whole show. Very good. Another really good point of this, or good aspect of this movie, is that it's never boring. I mean, things change so quickly, and who you think is the killer or who is a killer ends up getting killed, and then they get, it's just craziness. People think that people are after this thing, so those people it just never stops. You just never know what the heck is going on, in a good way. It's not like it's confusing. It's twisty and turny and fun. The setting, of course, was great. That house, the mansion, was beautiful. Of course, it's by a bay, so that's beautiful. The whole setting is very cool and perfect for a horror movie. The pacing, for the most part, was fine. It may have drug here and there a little bit, but it wasn't anything that really stuck in my head like, oh God, this is boring. And that may have been because of the location. I really, like I said, I enjoyed the location. I love that Giallo puts so much artistic atmosphere to their movies. So like I said, the clothing, the home decor, all of that stuff is just really interesting. Even though, you know, like the buildings themselves are very interesting. So the kills were good for the most part. I mean, there was one with a telephone wire, which was not that impressive, but for the most part, pretty good for, especially for 71. I mean, you had people getting decapitated and chopped up with the scythe kind of a thing, or scythe. How do you say it? Scythe? I don't care. But yeah, very interesting. And of course, we have the very famous scene that Friday the 13th Part 2 stole. And then I think they stole it again a couple more times with a double death spear, where you have this man and woman, you know, doing chicka bow bow and getting stabbed together with a spear through the bed onto the floor. So we know that some of the more modern horror movies stole their inspirations, or should I say, they borrowed. Yeah, we'll say they borrowed the inspiration of some of these Giallo movies to come up with some of their more creative kills. And I do believe I read somewhere that the people that whoever was in charge of directing or writing or whatever the earlier Friday the 13th said that they borrowed directly from this movie to make some of the atmosphere and scenes and deaths. So yeah, it was good. They were, for the most part, good. The practical effects were really good in this movie. Of course, we didn't have CGI back then, so everything was practical effects, and pretty much all of the deaths were on screen. So, you know, we have somebody who gets hung, even though their feet are on the floor, they still die. And then we have people getting stabbed, and we have people getting their heads cut off. And yeah, pretty much all of them were, you know, the double death squishy whatever. Yeah, fun. Pretty much some guy got a pole through him. There was just a lot of fun. So, all right, now the only negatives that I really had for this movie were actually, there are very few, but there were a couple scenes that they really just should have not had in this movie. The one scene in particular, actually it's one little twist too far for me, is the end. I mean, it's fine. It didn't ruin the movie for me like some endings do, but it's dumb. And also, this one girl, one of the main girls, comes to find out what's going on with her father. I guess he's somebody who is in line to own the mansion. I don't know. I kind of missed that part. I'll have to watch it again. Anyway, they bring their kids. This woman brings a little boy and a little girl, and they put them in this little pod. It's like if you've ever gone to a fair, for those of you in America, and maybe in Europe, I don't know, like anybody from Europe watches me. Like if you go to a state fair or a county fair and they have those game trailers or whatever, that's what it looked like to me. It just looked like a little bitty trailer. It's goofy. Why would you bring your kids? Are you too cheap for a babysitter? The kids just did not need to be in the movie, and truly, yeah, that was the only complaint. And it wasn't anything that distracted me or bothered me that much. It was just really goofy that they were there. It was completely nonsensical, as was the ending. And yeah, the end was maybe just one twist too many for me because it was just kind of goofy. But yeah, overall, awesome movie. I would give it an A- B+, somewhere in that range, and it will continue to sit on my shelf for now. All right, that is it. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what you think of this movie. I know a lot of you have probably already watched it, seen it, owned it. But for a first-time watch, I thought it was pretty good. So yeah, let me know what you all think. All right, talk to you later. Bye.